And hello, I'm here. Finally. Sorry for the wait. Just making sure everything was set up and worked fine. And I didn't get myself a water. I had half a glass. That's fine. I'll live. Let me just get these set up quickly. Boy, was today ever weird. I decided to go check out the protest for myself yesterday. Pretty cool. Very peaceful. That's not what I meant to do. Twitch. Live. Sorry, I'm running a little late with this part. I guess I closed them. I had to take the dog out quick, and I must have shut them down. Video producer. Audio is fine. Cool. Music wasn't too loud. Just screaming loud. And Parliament is a house of clowns. I want to make that clear. Why? I'll show you in a few, that's for sure. Just making sure everything's good. So I'm John Hobo, as you know, wherever my channel name is. It's great to see you. It's great to have you. So as I was saying, I checked out the protest yesterday. I went there, Allison and I. We couldn't find a place to park, unfortunately. It was crazy, and I didn't want to add to the already hectic situation. Well, I won't say hectic. I mean, there was people everywhere. There were people with flags everywhere. I didn't see a Confederate flag. I kept my eyes peeled. I saw an anarchist flag. Somebody had taken a great big nice Canadian flag and put a nice big black A over top it. That made me happy. I should have uploaded the photo. I'll put them on my Twitter later. Well, I mean, if I have a nice photo of that one, but I got a nice photo of the big one everybody sees with the end, the mandates and all that. I saw that one. That was parked near the university and the mall. People were handing out food. It was a really nice atmosphere all around. People were honking their horns. They were all happy and jovial. Allison honked the horn. I got to honk the horn, like in the car. I didn't get out and just climb into somebody's rig. I mean, that would have been fun, but I wasn't there to do that. I was there to honk my horn. Obviously, you couldn't hear our horn. And it was really funny. I love how people are saying all this stuff about how loud it is. I swear to you, we're driving around with the windows down so we can hear some of the music. And every so often, I'd be sitting there, I'm like, where the hell is the horn coming from? And then all of a sudden, we'd pass the car. It was like 5 feet away from us. Cities, like, the sound doesn't go anywhere. And I remember that from when we went to do some Glowfest or what it was. You can hear the music like halfway down the block. Well, at least Bank Street. I'm sure the other areas are pretty bad, but at least Bank Street was it was kind of funny. It was loud, but it was quiet unless you were right next to the loud, is what I'm saying. Did we see anybody acting up? No, we didn't see anyone doing anything untowards anyone. I mean, there was a lot of every time we'd get to a corner, people would be like waving us through and being really nice. It was a great time up there. I was really happy. Do I hope this ends? I'm hoping this ends soon, but we're starting to see that things are happening. Like the police keep saying there is no, they can't attend to the situation, basically. I think I have it here still. Oh, don't start playing loud stuff. Yeah, well, here's some counter protesters. Is that still? Boy, that lasts a while. Wait, why don't I just move myself over? Why don't I just move the box over? There we go. Okay, sorry. So we finally have some counter protesters besides 4 Redditors and some pajamas. Don't disconnect. Cool. And there's some pretty well made signs this time. I'm not going to lie. The folly of Slolly being the chief of police in Ottawa now. I didn't realize what's his face had retired or whatever. I don't want to be mean to him. I could see him having done a little more, but maybe that's a good thing that he's not there. I don't know. Mob rule is not democracy. Just to be clear, Trudeau won with a third of the vote. He only won with 5 million votes. Sure, a large portion of people didn't vote. 8 million people didn't vote. Basically, we voted for anarchy, in my opinion, but that's neither here nor there. But this guy, mob rule is not democracy. So you're going to just get a whole bunch of people to force a small amount of people to take a vaccine that has... I'm not allowed to comment on it. We already went there a couple days ago. The vaccine does what the vaccine does, and it's as effective as it is. You know, Justin Trudeau has 2 and the booster, and he still got infected. That's why he's not in the city for the next 5 days. Has nothing to do with the truckers. He's keeping his family... Well, now his family's gone away to keep them safe from, I don't know who. Him, probably, but... Oh, yeah, the rest of the photos. Mob rule is not democracy. Okay. No, yes, that's it. No policing solution. Why are we paying you? I don't know. Why do you pay the police? Why not just get... Why can't we have a situation where we just hire private security? Probably have had this already dealt with. Do your job. Yeah, but, you know, see, the cops don't like criminals half the time. When they're terrorizing people, they're criminals. When they're not terrorizing people, they're still criminals. Wait, are they basically saying the cops are criminals all the time? Jesus. Because, I don't know, I think they're pretty good people. Some. Do your job. Send them home. What if some of them are home? Look at them. I love how they're protesting in their masks. We're good little people. We can obey the law. We're not with them. Okay. Truckers, go home. Tell the terrorists. They're not terrorists. Jeepers creepers. Anybody who disagrees with me is a terrorist. Anybody who doesn't want to wear a mask and have two shots and a booster and keep doing it while they're a terrorist. Okay. That's weird. Sexual harassment is not peaceful. Well, there were 2 people arrested so far, both of them Ottawa residents, and I don't think either of them, they did anything sexual harassing. Or is she assuming people are being sexually harassed? Because that's you can't just do that to a group of people. I mean, that's what happened to my mom's people, so. 800, oh my God, that's what you're paying these things? These cops? Wow. And I thought Cornwall City did bad. Wow. Jeez. This lack of action will not stand. OPS. Jeff the Dude Lebowski. I don't think he was talking about the OPS, but I've never seen that movie, so maybe I'm an idiot. See, the first time I saw that sign was in this photo. That's why I was a little confused. It popped up in the first one. I was hoping to save it for last. No. So yeah, we finally have some counter protesters coming out, and there were 3 old ladies. That's how brave the left is. They're willing to let their grandmas go out and fight the fight for them. They're going to stop the truckers, and I'm glad if that's how they feel, that you have the right to go out and protest. That's exactly why I support the truckers. I support these people who are counter protesting. I believe that's how it used to be. You know, all those pictures. People holding pickets against each other, one side against the other side. It almost looks like they're about to start hitting each other with the signs. I mean, don't start hitting each other with the signs, but isn't that like, wait. Why don't they go protest the truckers? Like, this guy who says truckers go home, he should be at the truckers. He shouldn't be there. I think he's confused. Here's another protester. His is funny. I'll make it bigger. This is Reddit out on the loose. Oh boy, that's loud. This is a Redditor out on the loose. Look at him. Want to end the lockdowns? Get vaxxed. But if it's to stop the spread of we can't, because it's not that effective. I mean, Justin Trudeau even proved it. Pretty small. It's pretty small. Go home, dipshits. I was trying to read it at the same time. But yeah, that's where they've gone. You got a couple of people around, 12 people around the police services. You have him, 3 old ladies. Good on them still. And that's basically that is basically what we have counter protesting against the actual truckers. I don't think I mentioned it last year because I don't think it started. No, it was just, yeah, I think it was just developing yesterday. But there's at the Canadian Alberta border, I believe, Coutts, Alberta. There's a trucker standoff. I should have pulled up the footage for that. That was awesome. But if you go on Twitter right now, even YouTube, I'm sure you can find it. But there's truckers held up at Coutts, Alberta. I mean, yeah, sure, they could just pack up and leave, and I believe they've begun to let things open up. I guess they've come to some sort of understanding that Jason Kenney's going to end the mandates in Alberta probably for like 8 minutes before he gets yelled at by somebody else, and he just puts them back in place. I love the way he sits in his chair too. He kind of looks small. Kind of looks really far back. I don't know. That's a man that's just trying to make sure that he keeps his position. So hopefully the Coutts, Alberta thing is resolving a little more peacefully. But I feel like in Ottawa, they're going to try and push hard for, it seems, military intervention. Oh, wait, here's another protester. He never even left the house. I want to hear his message. I haven't heard it yet. It was kind of funny. I was laughing too hard, so.
I come from a trucking cars and military culture,
Yo.
This is not cool.
Are those jellyfish?
Alright? This is some biker shit from the 60s.
Biker shit from the 60s.
Scaring the fuck out of people. So get the fuck out of Ottawa.
Isn't it ridiculous? He's got these glowing lights in the background. I can't even hear him over his music.
You know better.
What?
You got that stupid little grin on your face. Whenever people talk to you on camera, you know.
You think people want to be held up in their homes? And nobody wants to be holding up any, well, I mean, besides obviously the police who want to enforce the mandates and tell people they can't go shopping in certain places. No, see, and that's the truckers are there until the mandates end. Just end the mandates. You think COVID, it's already been said a million times, COVID is not going away even if everybody gets vaccinated. If you get 2 shots and the booster, you can still spread it. In fact, what was it? So yeah, it was 2 shots there. It wasn't a booster. It was 2 shots. There were still, unfortunately, there was nothing I could do about that. He had filmed it. He had put it up on the internet in a weird way. Yeah, see, it was horizontal to begin with. I'm not that technologically intelligent. Yeah, that's pretty much all the counter protesting that we've seen. You go on to Twitter and you can find people feeding people. There were pizzas being made yesterday. There were pizzas being made today. They were handing them out to the homeless. They were taking care of each other. Poles from Montreal are there with some form of pastry donut and bread and sausages and all this stuff to feed the truckers. And it's driving people in Ottawa nuts. Okay, well, I think a good portion of the country is done with this. I think they're done with the mandates. Other countries are done with the mandates. We're basically one of the few countries who think this is still okay to be bossing people around like this. And it's sad because it shows how weak of a country we are, where we think it's all right to force one side and not the other, like there's any moral thinking behind that. No, it's either wrong in both cases or it's right in both cases. You can't say it's right for the RCMP to crack down on one protester and not the other. Okay, maybe they shouldn't. I don't know much about them sitting on tracks, but in the case of pipelines, I mean, they should have been spoken to. It should be talked out. I believe the pipeline was bought anyway and it's going through. I might be wrong about that. I might be thinking of the wrong pipeline. But if it's a train, I mean, unfortunately, this is why I was making this argument earlier at the table. Why shouldn't people be allowed to hire their own private security to protect themselves from either group? Downtown Ottawa could hire private security and the protesters can hire private security. And then they go to war and blah, 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 blah. Well, think it through. Why would you hire gun-ready people? Nobody wants to have a fight. They just want to be heard. You guys, as far as I can see, it's only the people who are in support of these mandates who are really, really hyper-violent people who are saying just go in there and wipe them out, arrest them, send them home, beat them down, chase them out, take their stuff. Nobody over here wants to take your stuff. Oh, but you want to take my life because you don't want to be vaccinated. Even if I get vaccinated, if you're vaccinated and you get sick from me, you're protected, you said. You're trying to look out for my life? Don't. I didn't ask you to. It's my right to look after my life. Anyway. So, what was yesterday? The start to Black History Month. And I think that's hilarious. Why? Because in Canada, we like to tout how, against racism we are and how we denounce it at every turn, except really basically when our prime minister does blackface. Now, I will admit they put through they put through more than 6, but 6 of the motions they put through yesterday were regarding racism and stuff like that. Islamophobia, other silliness that the government really shouldn't be worried about denouncing as much. But for some strange reason, on the beginning of Black History Month, we just couldn't all come together to condemn one thing in Canada. The Liberals prevented unanimously, it seems, consent to motion. Liberal MPs deny unanimous consent to motion from Conservative MP Arnold Viersen condemning blackface. And I'm not gonna lie, it's hilarious just hearing them scream this out.
The honourable member for Peace River Westlock is rising on a point of order.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, if you seek it, I hope you will find unanimous consent for the following motion: that the House deplores the use of blackface and denounces its use at all times. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
All times.
All those opposed to the honourable member moving the motion will please say nay.
What do they say? No. Nay. No. No, we don't denounce blackface. It's awesome when our prime minister does it. We're the only country that we've got. Why would we get rid of that? I don't know, because we're 2022, I thought, and we should just denounce this stuff all the time as soon as it happens. Like, geez, the Conservatives spent the whole weekend to everybody who brought up that stupid what was it? The Confederate flag. Everybody denounced it. Everybody denounced the Nazi flag. The Liberals are still bringing it up. They had I forget his name. They had some dude stand up and give almost a tear-wringing speech about how he's not still considered equal amongst us. No, he's a liberal. He's a liberal MP. He makes more money than half the people in this country does, and he can sit there for the rest of his life if he just plays his cards right. He's not equal. He's not seen as equal. I see him as an equal. Hell, I see him as better than me. He's got a way better position. But no, Canada, there's still racism everywhere because two jackasses, one with a Confederate flag and one with a Nazi flag, showed up in Ottawa. Also, again, may I remind you, the Confederate flag guy was being tailed around by Adam Scotty or Scooty or whatever his name is, the Liberal MP's photographer. But no, it's conservative. It's all conservatives who are racist. At least it was brought up. At least they made a fool of themselves. At least they were able to show up what a joke it is. But I can't. I can't. I don't know. I think Canada's getting off the rails now with this. I think Justin Trudeau should come back and, I don't know, face the music. Just speak. Talk to these people. Stop running away. Maybe they might change their mind. End the mandates. Talk to them. If you think the only reason you were elected was for the mandates, maybe there's a huge problem with Canada that needs to be fixed. Maybe a lot more Canadians need to be more educated than they think. Maybe they got to stop equating intelligence with being good people. May they be reminded that the people who came up with the final solution were all intelligent people working at university. Yeah, see, I'm not as well versed as they are, but at least I know that it was the intelligent people throughout Europe who wrote these things. What to do with them. At least I'm saying don't do anything with anyone. Don't force anyone to do anything. End the mandates. Honk, honk, Ottawa. It's time to end the damn mandates.